What's going on, team? Welcome. We are live. Yes, we are. Today is November 24th, 2024. Market is closed currently. We're going to be going over our game plan for this week to come. We're going to be sharing our economic calendar with you guys, our overall market conditions with the SQQ or the Qs and with SPY, Bitcoin, gold, and then I'm going to go over these 7 oversold companies right here if you just want to see them real quick. They're right here on the side. But we are going to be going over the overall markets first as far as SPY and QQQ. And then we're going to go over our key focuses for the week to come. So welcome. I appreciate all your guys' time. We're going to make this a very short video as this is going to be a short trading week as well. Very short trading week in general. Markets will be closed on Thursday due to Thanksgiving holiday. And as far as our earnings calendar, now that I'm actually sharing my link around, let's go ahead and showcase that to you. Most anticipated earnings releases for November 25th for the week beginning. Looks like on Monday we're going to have Bath and Body Works, Zoom after close, and then Tuesday it's going to actually be Abercrombie and Fitch, Kohl's, Best Buy, Macy's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Burlington in the morning before Tuesday market open. And then at close, it's actually going to be Dell, CrowdStrike, Workday, HP. Those, are kind of the top ones. I believe there's a half day on Wednesday. If I am correct, there's a half day on Wednesday. Let me know if that's true, if that's also what you guys have heard. And here we go. We're going to share our link. What the heck? That's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. So links are shared. Welcome. Okay, so those are our earnings releases for this week. You could also check out our Discord right here. It is the first pinned comment in the comment section. You can get access to all of our latest earnings releases. Our daily bot stock watch list, I will try to put this out earlier in the morning. This should be coming out at 5 or 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and throughout the week. This will show you price movements of particular companies like NVIDIA, MSTR, SMCI before these bigger swings happen later in the day. So you guys can definitely check that out. Stock earnings reports, I will be putting those here. There is in the resources section, stock earnings reports, and then chart patterns, etc. if you want to understand a little bit more about certain breakouts. Now we also have our crypto chats, our profit chats, our off-topic chats, a lot of different chat rooms that are all free, 100% available to you. My trading ideas will be here. Anytime I decide to take a trade or a big major trade that I see potential, it'll be here. And then all of our past morning live day trading session videos are all here, guys, all the way back to, I believe, the beginning of the year. You could watch every single day, all my past live day trading sessions. Anyways, besides all that, let's go ahead and get to what you guys are really here for, and that is the charts. So overall market conditions right now are somewhat bullish, but they are going back to those all-time highs. SPY obviously right here at $600 resistance, pushing at $596 after hours. So it could potentially retest resistance and come back down, or it could potentially see new highs. I feel like it's just going to continue to consolidate. With that said, QQQs are doing the exact same thing. Now, it has been very bullish since August, right? Along with this trend line, these pullbacks are happening right where this trend line is playing out, which is great because we drew this trend line weeks ago, if not months ago, right? So it's nice that it's playing with this line. Now, it is staying above that 200-day moving average here, which means we could see this push up a little bit higher, maybe to that 516 mark and test. If it does, then that is a nice little percent gain, about 2%, $10 per share, which means we'd want to trade TQQQ. Okay, we expected a nice push up last week, and it did, but not all the way where we wanted. It actually only pushed up to right here about $78. So now it is going to retest $78, $79, it looks like, right in that area. And if it can break 79, then we can see a really nice push from, you know, say 79 is your entry to possibly maybe 83 to 85 for about a 6% profit, $5 to $6 per share. Now, it doesn't mean it has to, right? We're in some really consolidated areas. There's a lot of consolidation right now. Markets are at our all-time high. It's kind of toward the end of the year. So we want to be very cautious with this. Now, if it does begin to sell off tomorrow, if QQQ and SPY begin to sell off, maybe it pushes up a buck or two and then comes back down. Same with QQQ. Maybe it doesn't hold that 507 and it just begins to come back to that 200-day moving average, which would be around $500. That's where it was trading last week, between $494 and $500. Then we could make a play on SQQQ, which is going to be betting against the market. We have made trades on this before. This nice little trade here resulted in a $4 per share or a 13% profit. And I actually traded this tiny little piece right here in the middle. Okay, I didn't even catch the whole move and still made some decent profits. Now it's starting to sell off again. Could this possibly mean this can curl over? We drew this yellow line back on Sunday right here. That's where that point is. We're going to go ahead and move it, as it has changed slightly, the direction, right? The direction has changed slightly. So now it's starting to get squeezed. If the market begins to sell off, we can retest 33, 34 on SQQQ. Then you can see about a 5% profit to, I'd say, probably that 200-day moving average. Now, if it sells off aggressively, back to that $500 mark that we talked about, you could probably see about a 13% profit or about $4.50 per share. Now remember, I'll never tell you what to invest in. I'll never tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. But what I can do is basically just show you what I'm watching and give you your own, I can give you my opinion, and then therefore you can kind of create your own opinion based on what you see or what you hear, and create your own thesis and trade plan. So I want you all to be aware of that. This is all just to showcase to you what is going on in the markets and how you can take advantage of it when you see opportunity. So now that we talked about the overall markets, go ahead and go to Bitcoin. Let's go to gold real quick since it's still here on the chart. Now gold we thought would be a little choppy and consolidate at 16 and then push up to that $19 and $20 mark. Well, look at that. It actually did a lot faster than what our trade plan anticipated. Our trade plan was anticipating something like this. Look what it did. It just went straight up. So could we get a potential bounce, maybe like this, some type of a retrace, and then it pushes up? I don't know. We'll see. What I do know is that it's very bullish, which means it's going up and it has a nice trend line in the upward direction. From 16 to 21 potentially could make you 32% profit, $5 per share. And if it can hold this trend line, test the 200-day moving average at 19 and break that to the upside, then we can see some really nice profits. But right now, the better spot to buy would have been down at $16. It's now at 18, and it looks like we could actually see in some consolidation here. So we could get some pressure, some pullback right around this area. Okay, about 1850. Looks like there was some already. Okay, so it's going to get squeezed in the morning, and that's where it's going to decide, okay, are we going to be bullish or are we going to be bearish on gold? JNUG also somewhat in the same exact position here, just kind of trading against this trend line. Slightly different than the one we drew out last week. Do you see that here? Just slightly different. So we're going to bring this down so it's touching all these key levels here, here, and here. And we'll see if this continues to push up. Also going to get squeezed at about $49.25, $49 even is what it looks like there. So we could see this get a little bit choppy for the next day or two. It could maybe be like go like this and then decide, are you going to break above or are you going to break below this little chop area? So excited to see what happens with the markets this week. I'm going to leave that there just for now. Crypto, let's move on to crypto. Bitcoin is selling off, and as you guys can see on the 4-hour candle, it's about to test this 45-day moving average, which is actually a key component. Now when I was watching this earlier, I noticed that it was selling off and it actually was testing that moving average. It was below it. So on the 30-minute we had a crossover. On the 30-minute, we had the 45-day moving average cross over that 200-day moving average for the first time since November 5th. Okay, first time since November 5th. Very bullish, right? Now it's crossing over. So if this cannot get above that 200-day moving average, then we can actually begin to see this make lower lows. Can you see that here? Up, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Here we go. Is this going to be a fake out and possibly another low? Now are we just going to kind of trickle down like this for a while, maybe back down to this 88.9, 99? Are we going to bounce off of this area right here potentially? I'm very excited to see what happens with Bitcoin, but this is nice. This is actually the first sign of a somewhat of a pullback finally. We're starting to see that like in this area here back in October to November. It had a nice push up, consolidation, and it pulled back to where it was at previous levels. Same thing here. Pushed up, consolidated here, it's kind of curling over, and it's going to push back to these Friday lows of last week, which are somewhat irrelevant now, so I can take these off. But do you see that there? Honestly, that close is a critical point then, so we're going to make that a support. I know there's a lot of lines on this screen, but each one is specific for each point of a candle in a weird way, like where it's showing signs of consolidation. And it's Bitcoin, so it has a lot of different levels. Whereas Mara, yes, I have levels, but they're not as aggressive. Like these should all be blue at this point. Broke through that one held, did not hold that one. This one seems to be holding very nicely and finding resistance at those levels there. So Mara, as relation to Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is selling off, if it can push back down to 33 or 32, then Mara can pull back to 22, maybe $23, right in this little key range area that I actually deleted. 23-ish, right there. Do you see that? Key level here, 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 right here, that whole day, and then here and here. So all these areas are support. It could potentially pull back to 23.10, and then we can actually make some decent money. If it pulls back, 14% or so, 10 or 14%, then maybe we can make a move at that 23 back to 25 or back to 26, right? 15% profit. But if it doesn't hold these levels, then we can see this sell off even more, maybe even back to this 200-day moving average, which would put us at, 19, maybe even $20. Do you see that moving average right there? Kind of slowly trailing up. So we're going to do that for now, but it's all going to determine where that sell-off is. It starts to sell off here tomorrow. Let me delete this line. Let's delete that one. Oh, I'm messing with that one. I shouldn't be. So that's a key point right there. See that green line right there? So I'm excited to see. This does push back. A nice retracement, 27%, 30%. We could load up again. Now BTCT, kind of the same spot, selling off. Hood pushing up. Anytime crypto does very well, Hood or Robinhood marketplace will push up as well. BTCT below that support range that we previously saw. Looks like it's more or less right here. You guys see that? Touching these key areas, this key area, and then this key area. So there's support there. Okay, and then now we're going to go over our 7 oversold companies. There are a couple that are active trending up, like Coca-Cola is finally actively trending up for the first time in a while, from 61 now to 64. Still has potential to go up even more. Intel is actively trending up as well, from $18 to now 24. And just kind of staying choppy along that 200-day moving average, but the 200-day moving average is now pushing up compared to down. And then Apple, of course, pushing up from those lows of last week at 219 up to 229. So very nice, getting another key resistance level, which was broken. Took almost a week to break that key resistance level at 228, which will now be a key support level. Hey, how you guys all doing today? Welcome. What are your green lines on BTC? Oh man, I'm sorry. I just saw that. Green lines on BTC. They're basically my support levels. I mean, at different areas like 81,000, 85, 86, 88, 89, 91, 93, 94. Basically, all these key levels here, based off of previous candles. So, not that they're actually relevant or important. And it looks like Bitcoin's already starting to make its way up. It's already starting to push up slightly. But again, key level to test here. Oh, the green line here is the 200-day moving average, if that's what you meant. And the blue line is my 45-day exponential moving average. Hope that helps. Oversold. Sorry, you answered the level without seeing my question. Oh, cool. Cool. Hey, doing good then. We're on the same page. So the 7 oversold companies that I think that may have some potential this week would be one, Amazon. Now, Amazon is a little bit still overpriced for some beginner traders, but it's made some nice moves from that $150 area to now 216, or up to highs of 216, and then pushing back to 197. It looks like the 200-day moving average is right at 193. So if this continues to push up possibly to maybe 200 or less, then maybe we can see this push up, maybe bounce off of this 190 level, 190, what is that, 194, 194-ish, 195, retest this 200 resistance level, which should now be red, and potentially bounce back up to 215, 212 for 11% profit or $22 per share. So sometimes when you hear percentages, you're like, well, 1% or 2% or 11%, 10%, it's not that much. But when you think of it as a dollar value, if I had 100 shares of this and I made $21 per share, that's $2,100 in profit. So, it's still 12%. Right? And you're still going to put a lot of money into it. 100 shares at 197 would be a substantial amount of money. So it's all perspective. So Amazon is on the list. Now, it's still selling off. So with these oversold companies, we're going to be wanting support. We may see some support at 195 because of this previous level here, right around here. Now, why is this level important? Do you guys see exactly what I'm looking at? Is the screen a little too small? Look at this. Almost perfect level here. This is resistance now. There we go. Right here, guys, on October 30th, it had heavy resistance at 195. Sold off to the 200-day moving average to 185 and then shot through those two resistance levels up to 200, which was another resistance. Came back down and retested that 195 resistance, which was now a strong support level. Then broke and pushed above 200, and that's why you see this big candle here. Pushed above 200 and got up to 212, which was another resistance level due to something that happened previously on the chart. Let's see, go to the daily right here. 215. Looked like it was at 215. Maybe not. Maybe that's its all-time high. Okay, that's its all-time high. 201 looked like it was its all-time high for quite some time. And again, 200 was a key area. Do you see that? 201. Tons and tons of consolidation. Key level. Sold off to 150. Boom. 200 again. 195 tested. So now we have a key level here, guys. 195 is a really nice support level. People are willing to buy and spend money and invest at 195 for a potential push up to 200, 215, 216. Okay. And that's a new high as well. So that's Amazon. That's what I look for when I see oversold companies. I want to see that pullback, that rejection period, maybe some consolidation, and then that nice push back up. That's exactly what I want to see happen here. JDST. Now, JDST is oversold. If gold is overbought, then we can assume that it may sell off either with the markets or a little bit before or after the markets move. If that is the case, then we will be betting against gold, which will be the bear side, and we can see JDST push up. It's starting to form that nice area of rejection here, getting lower lows, testing this $25 support. Starting to push up. It's already at $26. So if it can hold that support, hold that $26 level, and push up as gold sells off, we could see a $5 profit or a 20% profit on this. Now, it doesn't mean it has to happen right away. It could see nice sell-off, see a little bit of consolidation here, and then maybe see that push up here. Okay, doesn't mean it has to, but it could. It could also sell off more and go back to 20. And if it goes back to 20, then we'll wait and we can always buy more later. But as you can see here, it's been struggling for quite some time. It's been below that 200-day moving average. Every time it gets above it, it stays above it for a very small amount of time, and then it continues to sell off. Now, JDST is a very risky play for many new beginners because, again, we are betting against gold. If gold goes up, this will go down. Okay, I want you guys to know that I'm very clear with this. But for the first time, this is in a little while, it's actually above that 200-day moving average. And each time it's above that 200-day moving average, it gets a retest and it gets rejected. Got above it, was going to retest it, got rejected. Never even got close to it here. And right here, it got up to it, rejected, and finally pushed above it. That's why we saw this happen from 25 to 31. A very nice move because it was finally above the 200-day moving average. Now, if it can maintain above that 200-day moving average, that green line, above $25 support, and we see gold start to sell off this week, then we can take a trade when we start seeing signs of upward momentum. Again, 20% profit, not bad. 20% profit, $5 a share. You buy 100 shares, that's $500 in profit. You buy 10 shares, that's $100. That's my bad, $50 in profit. So still really good. Still really good. Okay. AMAT, Applied Materials. Same thing with Applied Materials. This is what we talk about. Oversold company. Oversold. When it's bullish, it does very well. From 127 all the way up to 256 because it maintained that bullish pattern above the 200-day moving average. Okay. Now, for a little while, it's actually getting rejected. It broke that 200-day moving average, got rejected. A sell-off period happened to 164 support. Why? Because look, there was a lot. This is why it's good to have the same 10 companies to look at. Okay, we're going to talk about this for 2 seconds before we move on. And I'm going to take a drink of my soda. I hope you guys are enjoying this live stream, guys. If you are, smash that like button for me. I love this. I love trading with you guys too. If you guys are new, you're watching this for the first time, you stuck it out this far, check out our live stream. We live stream every morning, Monday through Friday with the Learn to Earn team, the LTE team. Some of these guys show up every single day, religiously, consistently, the same way I do, because we all want to learn. We all want to learn. And this is the thing, okay? Watch the same 10 companies. Watch the same 5 companies every single week. That's why we do these, okay? There's hundreds, if not thousands of companies that you can invest in. What we're trying to do is we're trying to separate you from all the noise. We're trying to get you away from all of that just stuff. And we're going to focus on 25 or less. My total number is 25. Okay, I watched 25 companies, and even that's a lot for some new traders. But out of these 25 companies, I pick and choose the ones that are coming into these levels. And when you start drawing your lines out, then you can start identifying results like this, previous patterns. Why is 164, 165 such an important key level for AMAT or Applied Materials? It's important because look at all this resistance. Resistance at 164, got rejected the 200-day moving average. Had a lot of support at 165, right? And with that support, people are comfortable. They feel safe investing in something that's holding a support like this, that has a lot of consolidation and is staying above that 200-day moving average. This point right here, they're like, all right, cool, I'm in. You know, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of people with these same lines drawn on their computer, on their phone. When you start drawing these lines out and you start placing them, patterns do tend to repeat themselves, and it's very scary. It's very scary, guys. Some of these companies we drew lines on in February of this year. That's almost what, 10 months, 8, 9 months ago we drew some of these lines, and they're playing out finally now. So that's why it's so important to stick to those same companies you love to trade. And I love to trade Mara. That's one of my companies that I trade daily, and make a good amount of money because we can identify these patterns. 1, we want to focus on patterns. 2, we want to focus on direction. And 3, we want to focus on key levels like support and resistance. We talk about it all in our Learn to Earn lesson library, but I feel like we need to repeat ourselves for this Sunday night stock talk, right? It's all about meeting up, sharing our thoughts and opinions so that we can all be better. We can all learn and grow from each other. And I wish I knew this years and years ago when I first started. So, AMAT, 165, key level, 215, key level. Couldn't get above 215 for quite some time. But hey, it's still safe above 165. Pushed up above there, broke out to 215, retested to the moving average, pushed up to 267. Okay, that's where your signal is to sell. Boom, sell. Right here, sell, sell. And now it's selling off. So now we wait. We don't have anything in it. Now we're in a new channel. This is a whole new channel, guys. Okay, so it's a new pattern, but it's somewhat the same. If I could expand this out, it's within the same pattern. Okay, so here we go, 164 to 214. This is insane. That's a 30% profit, but get this, $52 per share. Even if you just bought one share, you would have $52 buying at key support and then selling at key resistance. We can't make this up. It's right there. I mean, am I the only one seeing this, or are you guys seeing this too? You guys got to throw an emoji. Give me some kind of emoji. Give me like a thumbs up or a whatever you want. Throw in a something. Give me an emoji that you see this. It didn't touch 164, but we knew, hey, if it's starting to go up, we can buy in the 170s because we know it'll go to the 200s. Same thing here. Sold off. Now we're at a key range again, 165. And we just talked about this 165 key range even back way, way back here in December of last year. What? Why would it be back to the same spot it is? Wow, that's trippy, right? Because history tends to repeat itself. It's November 24th, and November 24th last year, it was at 148. Okay, so it's doing better than where it was last year. But then look at this, December, 1 month later, it's at 165 in December. We're like a couple weeks away from December. Where is it at? Boom, 165. Where did it touch in August? 165. So 165 is a pretty strong support. Again, pushing up 165 to 175. That's $10 already in profits that you could have locked in by identifying this key support level and, maybe buying a couple of shares. Now, as it pushes up, even from now, from 175, it retests this 200-day moving average, still result in $12 per share. If it can push back up to 215, you're looking at $40 per share on Applied Materials, AMAT. Okay, hope this helps. XPEV doing the same thing. So now that you guys are kind of seeing the flow and the idea behind what I'm looking at, I'm not going to go over it as much in detail. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys the last few here. Major, nice show, Johnny. Have some love. Thank you. Okay, perfect. You guys are getting it. You guys are understanding. Major's awesome. He gets it. We have a lot of other people here on the live and in the morning live shows that really understand this as well too. All right, so perfect. So now this is above the 200-day moving average, still bullish. Now it did push below it slightly, but hey, if it does maintain this area, it can get just above that moving average and the 200 moving average. That's why I have my little bell set at 1250. If it gets above 1250 for me, it's game on, guys. That means it's bullish, and we could see this push up potentially to $15 again, 25% profit, or about $3 per share. Now, $3 per share isn't as much compared to $30, $40 per share like some of the other companies. But what is cool is this is way cheaper. Okay, some of those other companies were $174 and almost $200. This one's 12 bucks. So you could buy 100 shares for $1,000, $1,100, sell it 1,500, and make $300 to $400 profit. Okay, so those are the key levels there. BMEA, I still have it here. It's hitting that support level at 606 right now. I mean, there's a lot of potential here for BMEA, even back up to the support level here, or I'm sorry, the 200-day moving average, 52% profit, right? $3 per share. If we get back up to those highs of 13, 100% profit, so you could basically double your money, $6 per share. But I'm really cautious about it. I'm really cautious about it. It's got a lot of free float, 27 million free float, and it's a biopharmaceutical company. So, just this one's really risky too, but it has some really nice levels. 361 even would be a nice level to buy. From 361 to 6, you would have already doubled your money. 200% profit. So I really like BMEA, but again, just be very, very cautious with this, guys. Okay, this is a crazy one. And then DJT. DJT, as you can see, had a nice sell-off period for quite some time. It was in this channel here, trading within, from 16 all the way up to 60, and then started trading between 55 and 45, and then had a big spike to 80, came back down to $20, went back up to 55. It seems like 55 is somewhat of that max resistance we're getting. We're even getting some resistance at 57 due to a little bit of overreaction, but 55 does seem like that is where most of this resistance is going to be playing out. And we've traded this company in the past, from 22 to 35. I mean, that's like a $13, $14 profit right there per share. This move here was very nice, a 78% profit in 7 days, or $24 per share. So a lot of great opportunities with DJT. Again, very risky, but now that Donald Trump's the president and we're starting to see it more bullish uptrend above that 200-day moving average, we could probably see some more spikes to come. Doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow or next week, maybe in a month or by next year. Anyways, this is the first time in a while since actually May? Since May of this year, it's been selling off the entire time below the 200-day moving average until October. Now this is on the 4-hour time frame, okay? This is a really good time frame to look at these key levels. In October, it started pushing above, and that gave a huge bull signal to everyone, buy, buy, buy. 200% profit. So, I mean, you could have put 1,000 and made 2,000 off of it. You put 1,000 in and you would have been able to pull out 3,000, right? Sold off back to the 200-day moving average. Still maintaining that support level on the moving average. Do you see that? Do you see how awesome that looks? It's maintaining support. So if it can hold support, get above this little resistance level here at $31, then maybe we can see another spike up, potentially back to that $35 level, which seems to be major sign of resistance. $5 per share maybe, 18% profit. And long term, if it can stay above this 200-day moving average, the way it's playing out like this, maybe we can see some progress eventually, a little bit more aggressively than what this trend line is playing out. But do you see how it's just playing out really slowly? I drew it before I even seen the bigger picture, but basically that's the kind of the trend line it seems to be going off of. Like, right? Is it right there? It's about right there. Yep. Right there. So if it can maintain this 200-day moving average trend line, we'll be back up to those $57 levels in no time, right? It may just be real choppy and just kind of do this, and I'm sure that's a little bit aggressive, but I'm just making a point here, okay? And it could also spike up like this. Look how fast this one spiked up. From here to here, 4 days. 4 freaking days. This one, That's weird. Like 3 days. I think that's what it's saying. Maybe it was because it was a weekend. 2 days. So this can very easily come tomorrow or any day and time, stay above this 200-day moving average and just spike up. $25 in 2 or 3 days. Just boom. Okay? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to anticipate is those moves, right? Buying at support. And if it breaks support, get out, right? I mean, 25 would have been the better place to buy. 25 looks like an amazing support area. And it's already at 30, so we already missed out on $5 per share. Fun Things Family, BMEA options are pretty cheap. Yeah, they might be cheap because there's so much volume. So many free flow. Look, 27 million free flow. That's a lot. That is a lot. What's AMAT? AMAT's at 822 million. That's a huge company. Huge company. Amazon's at 9 billion. I mean, obviously. DJT, what's DJT? 93 million. So, yeah. I mean, it has a lot of free flow. Yeah. Be careful. I mean, could be a good opportunity. Could be a good scalp if we see a little bit of direction in our favor tomorrow. All right, last but not least. Looks like we just ran over 30 minutes. All right. I'm loving it. Hope you guys are loving it. Last one's Oxygen. Okay, and we've been talking about Oxygen for a while, and that's what you're going to notice. I'm going to repeat myself a few times. We're going to keep talking about specific companies and key levels as long as they're relevant. If this broke key level, we wouldn't be talking about it today, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to filter out the noise and all the manipulation in all these other companies, right? We're trying to identify plays before they happen. This pushed up from 89 cents to $1.32, even up to that moving average of $1.05. Now, I don't typically like to invest in companies with very low market cap. And look at this free float, 287 million. That's insane. I shouldn't even be touching this thing. This is like an old love-hate relationship. But it's traded very nicely in the past. You know, back in March, it was trading from $1 to $2. It did it again in April from $1 to $2. Very smooth, very easy money to be made. And since then, it's been very choppy. Now, why? Why was it choppy? Because it couldn't maintain that level above the 200-day moving average. As soon as it pushed below, it had trouble pushing back up here, caught some resistance, and ever since, it's been selling off. Tried to pop up one more time and test all this right here, all this weirdness. Let me just delete that. And it just wasn't able to, and it started selling off. So another key level, 85 cents, 90 cents. But really, we're going to want to set an alert at like $1, right? I mean, we're going to want to set at least 97. So if it can't get above the 200-day moving average and get a nice little spike, then there's no point in trading in this. If we get 97 to even $1.32, that's a 35% profit. But get this, it's only 35 cents per share. So very different world compared to trading Amazon, XPEV, DJT, even BME, a little bit different, right? They're all different. I was trying to mix it up. I was trying to do a good job. I like giving a variety because I know we have day traders, we have momentum traders that trade pre-market, we have traders that swing trade, we have traders that long-term invest. Our community is growing every single day. We have 70,000 members in our Investing for Beginners Facebook private group, over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now hundreds of Discord members. So it's interesting that we have this whole community coming together, and we're all different, but we're all learning the same things. And you can apply these to different areas. Maybe you want to dip buy. Maybe you want to dip buy Amazon. Maybe you're a long-term investor on Amazon and you want to dip buy it because you don't want to buy at highs at 216. You want to buy at lows at 200. You know, DJT. Maybe you're a long-term investor for DJT. Maybe you were lucky enough to buy it at $11 back in September, right? How lucky. Well, it's not luck. It's literally understanding the process, understanding your trade plan and sticking to it, right? 30 days, it went up 400% in 35 days. $47 per share, and you could have bought this, okay, 100 shares at $1,000 bucks, $1,100 bucks. 100 shares at 5,700, that's $5,700. You're like, well, I don't have that kind of money. You didn't need it. You would have made it. All you needed was $1,000 bucks. $100. Put 100 in here, you would have had $570. Start small. Start with one share. One share at 11, sell at 57. That's 40, 46, 30 something dollars, $30, $40 in profits. That's amazing. This gets me pumped and excited because there's so much potential, and all we have to do is buy these dips. Well, what if it begins to sell off and it goes back to 11? Good. We can get it cheaper. But that doesn't mean you hold. That doesn't mean you buy at 30 and you hold it down to 11. If we start seeing signs that this breaks and it goes to 25, I'm out. Because it's now saying this moving average is broken. And it's no point in me investing in it anymore. I'll look at it, I'll watch it, but I'm going to wait for confirmation. Start showing signs of like this. Upward momentum. Very big rejection, small consolidation, and now starting to show signs of upward momentum. Every day it's making higher highs and higher lows. You want to invest in companies that are moving up, not down, and even horizontally, right? We have some that are horizontal patterns. Now, overbought. Tesla is extremely overbought. It's at 362. Right now it's at 353. Going to retest. Now it's extremely overbought, but it doesn't mean it can't go back up. Now it is really far away from that 200-day moving average back down at 270. So we can potentially see a nice retracement back down to 270 or even 280 mark. Okay, we want to be very careful with Tesla. And then Lunar. We've been tracking Lunar for a while. We watched it when it was oversold down at these $7 levels. And again, very nice. Look at this. Maintaining those levels above the 200-day moving average from $3 to $15, my people, my guys, my girls, everyone on the chat. This is just insane. This is insane. It's holding that freaking support level. So now it's overbought. We bought here at the 9s, right? Because it went from 7s, pushed all the way up to 15, came all the way back down to that 200-day moving average, retested the $9 level, and it's been trailing all the way up back to that $15 level, guys, right? Very nice sign of support or resistance. So history tends to repeat itself. Is this going to come back down? Is it going to bounce? So this is the trend line I'm getting from it right now, right? Pushing up, selling off, pushing up, selling off, pushing up, kind of sold off a little, pushed up. Now we're going to get a sell off, and then another push up, and then another retest, and then another push up. Yes, I really do think that, right? This purple line is going to start curling up. It's going to retest it. Then it's probably going to retest this potentially, right? It might retest this area here, or it might just break right away up and then get a nice retest at 15 for new highs. Okay, this is what this bullish pattern is looking like. But the biggest part is the resistance. It can only work if it breaks the 1530 resistance. If it doesn't break that resistance, then we can just see this test here and then literally just sell off, maybe test. Let me draw another little squiggly line. It could come down maybe here, test, get rejected again, and then start making those lower lows, right? Oh my God, it's all squiggly. Back to those, maybe this 200-day moving average, which would be $9. I went a little bit too low on it. You get the point. You get the point, right? To that 200-day moving average. And then potentially see that bounce up, right? Potentially. Something like that. So there's two very different scenarios, but that's, again, why we track these every day. We show up in the morning. We make sure we're looking at direction. And if this is oversold, we'll wait to buy it again. If it breaks this level and makes new highs, then definitely want to get in at 15. If it goes up to 16 or 17, that's an easy $1 or $2 per share, and I usually like to buy around 100 shares. So it's a quick 100 to 200 bucks. If it sells off, then it's selling off, and that we don't mess with it. We take it from this overbought level, we wait for it to sell off to an oversold level, we throw it on our oversold watch list, and then we wait for confirmation, as this one is developing a confirmation, but it's not quite there. And then when we start seeing confirmation and it's starting to trail up in an upward direction, kind of how the way Coca-Cola is doing right now, strong rejection period, consolidation, and now trailing up, this is where we want to be in. We want to be active trending up. This is where we want to be majority trading. Now, active trending up is where we're adding to our position, and this is increasing over time, and our position size gets bigger. Whether you're swing trading or day trading, as long as it's going up, that's what we want to see. So it all starts with having 10 to 20 shares to look at every week, every day, and track them, and then put them in your categories. Are they oversold? You could even put actively selling off. That's another category I don't quite have yet. Actively selling off could be something very simple like, let's see, we see any actively, like BMEA. If you didn't catch this consolidation and you're just looking at it from like this period, you can see that it's actively selling off. And you can have one of those watch lists. And then you'd throw it in your oversold, and then you throw it in your overbought or you're actively trending up. And then once it's in your actively trending up, it gets to those resistance levels, you'd put it back in your overbought watch list, which is Tesla. And we just rinse, repeat every week, the same thing. Tesla comes down to a low, you buy, you sell at a high. It's too high this week to trade, you wait for it to come down to buy again, and you sell high. And you just keep doing that same motion with all the same companies over and over. You guys want to see Mara? Look at Mara. Let me show you my trade record on Mara. You're going to trip out. And then I'll answer some questions, and I can go over some companies that you guys want to look at. Do you guys have any on your watch list you'd like me to take a look at? Don't be shy. You definitely can. Right here. Show trading record. My trading record on this is insane. Look at that. I pretty much trade Mara every day since, what's that, May? Now, I did trade it back in February and stuff like that, but since May, it's insane. I traded it every single day. Where's May? Right here. Traded it all within this area. So that's what I mean. You could make a substantial amount of money by trading the exact same company. You don't even need 10. You don't even need 5. You can literally trade one company and make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every day, every week, every month for the rest of your life. It's a cheap thing to start. You know, if you're thinking about going into business or you're thinking about doing something, a little extra hobby or make money in a way, this is the cheapest startup. All you need is the money that you put in. There's no boss. There's really no time restrictions. You kind of decide when you want to trade, whether it's pre-market, during the market hours, after market hours. Bitcoin's 24/7, so this applies to Bitcoin, futures, everything. Everything, right? It's what you want to make this. How do you want your investing journey to look like? How do you want to set up your structure, your day, your time? Maybe you're not an early morning person. Maybe you don't like trading early morning. Maybe you like to swing trade. Why not? You're buying at 18 and selling at 26. Made money. Takes a couple days or a week to sell off back to 18 or 20. You wait to load up here again, and then you make another, 40% profit. 40% profit on $1,000 is $400. Takes you a week. It's an extra $400 in a week. Extra $1,600 a month. By identifying these lows and highs, by identifying patterns and how they do tend to repeat themselves, by waiting for confirmation, and by buying it when it's above that 200-day moving average. I have plenty of companies that are up and down and sideways, like Palantir. right? It could retrace back to the 200-day moving average. Totally could. I could put this in my oversold watch list, but I don't want to overwhelm everyone, including myself, most importantly. I'm not going to overwhelm myself by trying to look at 50 companies tomorrow morning when I trade. Now they're here. I have some alerts set, so if they do begin to spike up, I can get in or out or just at least look at it. But it doesn't mean you have to have 25, 50, 100 companies. You don't have to have a screener or a stock scanner to find the next big thing. You can literally just wait for those opportunities with the same companies that you have in your watch list day after day, week after week, okay? VIX is a good one to look at. Shows the volatility index of the market, whether it's fearful or if it's greedy. Right now, it looks like it's below. Yeah, it looks like it was above it, right? It was above it for a while. Had some greed going on. Everyone's comfortable. Huge rejection on 11, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 to 11, 15. Tested, try to get back on the greed side here, right? Can we type that? This is actually a really good thing for you guys to know, okay? This is when the market's greedy, right? Volatility is good, market's good, we like it, it's greedy. We're gonna make money, everyone's happy, right? Below this moving average, okay. I hope this helps, guys. I hope it does. Hope I'm not just talking to talk. Fear. This is fear. Okay, everyone has a lot of fear right now, which means they're pulling money out of the market. I wish I could make this bigger. That'd be so cool. It'd be so cool. Okay, it's getting rejected. If it stays below this 200-day moving average, then we could see more fear, more sell-off, more selling pressure, more people taking money out and waiting and getting a little bit more cash heavy. The more cash heavy they are, then the more they're going to be wanting to wait for opportunity. Now, if we look back even at like a daily chart, look at this. Look how volatile this thing was in 2021 and 2022. So much money was made in these periods of time. Huge swings in the market. A lot of greed and a lot of fear. Even now recently, on, what is this, August 5th, it went from $10 to $65. Right? Greed. A lot of greed. And it was very greedy for quite some time. Now we're starting to see a little bit of fear in the market. So could this mean it's going to be fear for a few months? Between May 2024 to July, that was 2 months. So could we maybe see a little bit of fear for 2 months, which would be right around this mark here, which would put us to, yeah, about February, about the end of January, almost February. Maybe we can see some fear in the market, right? Kind of trade like that, and then maybe get a nice spike up during, January, February, March, maybe income tax. So it's interesting to see that as well. Very interesting to see. It is below that 200-day moving average for the first time in a while. So are we going to continue to see fear in the market? I don't know. Time to tell. All right, guys, I'm open to any questions, concerns, comments, anything you guys are curious about. Looks like Bitcoin is still below that on the 1 hour, or on the 30-minute, crossed over very nicely. So that's saying that it is bearish, going to be selling off. But on the 4 hour, this is what we've actually been tracking all of our companies with and watching our key levels on. It's actually still bullish. It's maintaining that support above that EMA line. So could we see a bounce? Maybe today. It's already happening from 95 back to 99. Possibly. It's very possible. Which means this would push up even more tomorrow. 26 to possibly 35. That's where it was trading at before. Can't really see it on the 4 hour chart. But that's where it was trading at before. Right around 32 even was a key level. 32 was a key level also for Mara. 32 and 34. So yeah, excited to see what happens. Excited to see what happens tomorrow, guys. Go ahead and take that off. Major, I'm looking at ASML for my big play over next year. I hope to buy in as cheap as possible. You think 5,300 is likely to be breached? 5,300? 5,300. What do you mean? Oh, you trade futures, right? 5,300. So what would that be? Would that be like 170-ish on mine? Are you talking about this key resistance right here? About 170-ish? Looking like a nice bull flag. Do you guys see that? Like, it's, oh man, it's crazy when you start seeing these patterns. It's like unlocking the matrix. I'm just kidding. It's insane. It's really cool. Do you see that? There's a bull flag. There is a bull flag pattern. Right here. Yep. Right there. Right there. There's a bull flag pattern. Up. Got rejected. Testing this area here. Nice little pop, which means it can push maybe up to this 188 level. If we can get a nice break. Now, it doesn't have to be clean like this either. It could actually kind of pop to maybe 180 and then get a retest and then maybe another pop. I like that. Yeah, very possible, Major. Very possible. We're gonna find out tomorrow, but that looks like that is a bull flag pattern setup. Good call out. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow, as it is expected to go up. It's just, when is it going to go up and how can we time it perfectly to make the most money? Oh, ASML. I wasn't even on the right one. Oh my gosh. Hey, that was still good, right? That was still a good trade plan for ANAT. Oh my gosh. ASML. Okay, here we go. I guess this would make more sense because you're talking about it breaching 5,300. Has an earnings on 129, so that's still a little ways off. Man, it's below that 200-day moving average, though. I just don't like that. I really don't like it. Well, it looks like it's holding that support, though, for the moment. Yeah, do you see all that consolidation here? At 640 to 670. Oh, yeah, look at that. It has a history of consolidation at that level. And it's at that key level again. Looks like we drew on this in the past as well. We already had I wish it would tell you, like, kind of cool, like, when the last time you drew on it or something. Like, hey, last time you marked it a month ago or a week ago. Like, that'd be cool. But whenever I drew this, it looked like it's kind of going right along with our trade plan whenever I did draw this. Maybe it was last Sunday Stock Talk. Got rejected. A little bit more than what I anticipated. Let's go to the 4-hour. It's at 637. A lot of consolidation, right? Rejection period. Consolidation. Let me delete this. It's got that key resistance here at 673. A lot of consolidation there. So whatever it is, it's not letting it, get above that level. 677. 677. So if we break 677 and get back up to this area, which actually looks like a key level too. You see that? Right around here. That's exactly where that moving average is going to end up. If this stays going up, they're going to cross over right around that area. 715, 720. For a possible push, that's where I would feel comfortable trading it. Once I have confirmation that this thing is pushing up above 720 and try to get some highs of like 8 to 900, can be an amazing amount of money in profits. Even just one share. Even one share could make you $200 in profit. So, interesting, Major. Very nice, very nice. It's at a key level. So that's, you know, this could be that consolidation point, the 3 stages of reversal, right? Rejection, consolidation, and then that nice spike, maybe up. Great call out, Major. We're actually going to go ahead and add this, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the week. This is going to be an oversold, so we will actually add this to our oversold watch list, right? Because it's oversold. All right. Any more stock tickers? Anything else you guys would like to look at, review? Anything else you want me to cover a little bit more in detail? Let me know right now. If not, we will be live tomorrow morning at market open at 7:30 my time. But whenever the market opens your time, you can guarantee we'll be live with our LTE team. I also have I have level 2 market data. So if maybe you're not subscribed to that, or if you want to benefit from using it in the morning and just kind of watching the levels and the market data, you can. You can also talk a little bit more about why that's important in the live stream tomorrow. But yeah, super excited to trade with you guys. GOGL. Super excited to trade with you all tomorrow. Let's look at GOGL real quick. Ooh, very nice. Okay, see? Very good call out. Overall, trending up. Slightly below that 200-day moving average right now, but that's not too bad, as it does tend to somewhat correct itself. Right here, it looks like there's a lot of support at 1063. Very nice. Every time it touches around 1063, it gets a nice bounce to like 1250-ish area, so that's going to be a key resistance. Right around 1230-ish, it looks like. Exactly. Let's see all this resistance here. And if your lines are not drawn up like this, please draw them out. Please. It saves you a lot of time from guessing. So that way when you get on your computer or your phone, boom, there you are. Okay, it's in this green level. This might be an area to buy. It's at a red level, sell, right? You could also set limit orders. So if it touches around, you know, let's go limit 1050, 10, oops, that's 1005. 1050, 1060, right? That looks like right there, 1070. It touches 1070, I could buy however many shares I want at that level, right? 100 shares, 1070, touches this level multiple times, you buy. And then you can go up to sell, and you can literally sell for whatever price you want. So you want to sell at 12 up at this level, or 1250 if you want to, or 1225 to capitalize right there. And then that actually takes all the guesswork out. You can set your limit here, set your sell there. I like this. This is a very nice horizontal pattern. This reminds me of Ocugen a little bit. Buying at the 10, selling at 12s, $2 profit, 17%. Buying at 10-ish, selling at 13, $3 profit, 27% profit. So very nice. Let's see if it holds. It's still looking like it's selling off a little, looking like it has a little bit of support here. We're gonna go ahead and draw that secondary line at $11 right there. Why? Because it's another key resistance level. $11. Look at all this consolidation. It had a little tiny channel it was trading in from 1060 to 11, 1060 to 11, broke out, retested. You guys can see that, right? You guys can see this. Retested, didn't break, broke out, retest, and then boom. That's the money maker right there, guys. When you can get a breakout like this, retesting a specific key level, like a resistance, boom, 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 boom. Okay, you missed it. It retested, which was now a support, and it actually squeezed out a few people from 11 down to 1085. It was like, okay, you guys are stopped out, and then boom, shot all the way up to 12. That's the moneymaker right there. That's that retest breakout, the breakout retest. 12% profit, $1.33, and you're knowing there's not a lot of risk there because it's pushing up. It's already did the job. It already did the work of the uphill battle and then the retest for support. Now, if it just broke see right here, if it just we retested and broke, then it would have just came down to this level and then retested 1063. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Golden Ocean Group, Bermuda-based dry bulk shipping company. Okay. Interesting. So now at 11, we can potentially make a trade plan that if it begins to stay bullish, push above some of these levels, could result in a 10% profit or $1 per share. Buy 100 shares at 11, sell 100 shares at 12, that's $100. Okay, very nice. Very good call out. Fun things, family. She said earnings on the 27th. So there's some earnings on the 27th, which is going to be in 3 days. So not Monday, but Wednesday, they will have their earnings. And it looks like the last time they had their earnings, it sold off to 1063, which is already kind of at that level. Sold off during its earnings last time as well. Pushed up in February after earnings, and it pushed up in November. Look at this. In November, it pushed up from 6 to 13 after its earnings report. So could we get something similar? Could this push up 13%? Is that what it said? I'm sorry, I didn't mark it. Did I mark it? No, I didn't. From 6 to 15, 127%. Sorry, guys. 127%. What would that be on here? No, it can't even compute. It can't even compute what it would be. Okay, well, at the very least, this could push up to 15 again. If it gets a really strong earnings report, it would push up to 15, $4 per share. I could see that. If not, very least pushes up to 1230 or 1350. Those are still some really good levels. So great call out. Great call out, fun things. Major, I don't think I asked you this for weeks, laugh out loud, but it's good. It's been a good one for me. Time will tell toward next earnings, I guess. Thanks for your thoughts. Welcome, man. It probably was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, you're right. All right, so we're gonna add this to overbought. This is overbought. And can it possibly curl over? I'm excited. I'm so pumped to be trading with you guys all in the morning at market open. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you get reminded when I do go live in case you just don't remember. Life happens fast, but definitely check it out. I mean, whether you're in the office, you're at home, you're just waking up, you're lying in bed, you can tune in and watch me trade live. And I really do try to explain myself and catch some really good moves on the live, lock in profits, and really just get involved with the market as a whole. The market has a heartbeat, guys. And if we show up every day and we're consistent, we can actually start linking, in a weird way, our heartbeats together. We can sync into the market and we can learn and grow and make a ton of money by understanding these waves and these flows and how they move and how we can react to them and make those money when we see those buy opportunities. Buying low, selling high has always worked for me, and it always will. Let's not make trading complicated. It's very simple. All you need is a few things. Direction must be in your favor. You must understand key levels like support and resistance, and understand that patterns do tend to repeat themselves more often than not. Guys, this was a great Sunday night stock talk, weekly game plan, and meetup with all of our LTE members. If you want to become an LTE member, it's easy. It's 100% free to join. It's the first pinned comment in the comment section, and it's a Discord. It's free. You don't need anything to sign up. We don't take credit card information or nothing. All you need is literally, I think, a phone number or something for the Discord. 100% free, but all that I ask is you pay the small price of smashing that like button. The more likes, the more people we can get involved in this fast-growing community. I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot. Had a lot of fun today. Go enjoy your Sunday. Go enjoy your family. It is Thanksgiving week, and I am excited to share it all with you. Thanks, guys. Let's get out there, make some money, and remember, let's end the year on a green note. Have a great day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Don't be late.